seen Odana really favor this muta tech if she is left alone for too long. And so I do think close air positions could actually work in her favor just because of her what seems to be her style that she's showing us. Welcome everybody. My name is BCM Palomino. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the second round. I mean the second game of a best of 3 between Odana spawning at the middle bottom as is Zerga McFerguson, and at the top tossing it up. Any predictions, G-Dog, as to what we're gonna see here on Metalopolis?
Well, like I said, not close air positions. Odana's gonna figure that out really fast. She's gonna know that he's gonna be either spawning top right or top left. Obviously, that's nothing new. But however, if I had any predictions, I would say that Tossingitup's definitely gonna go more kind of like defense heavy. Probably gonna put cannons in his mineral line, put cannons all around. If you look over at the air ducts to the right of Tossingitup space, this is a very, very deadly thing if you do not watch it, because if you don't put a pylon and a cannon there, it's just a pylon to check, Nidus worms can literally come up, wipe out your mineral line for like practically no cost. So that's going to be something definitely to watch out for. But Odana, she definitely doesn't seem stupid. Well, I'm not saying she is stupid. I'm saying if she scouts that he's gonna go for heavy anti-air or like heavy defense cannon, she's probably not gonna go Mutalisk, which isn't, you know, that's obvious. She's probably, if she does see that, she's probably gonna go. Oh, man, it's honestly it's a toss-up of what you can do. But right now, she's gonna do a standard kind of Protoss opening. She's probably gonna go for her early expansions like she always does. There's nothing wrong with that, even if they are going heavy defense. There's nothing wrong with that. So right now it's just pretty much a toss-up of what our Protoss is gonna do, really, and what she scouts the Protoss doing. Protoss right now is probably really thinking in his head not to underestimate Mutalisk. He's thinking definitely don't slack with his defenses, because like we said last time, they can brutally, like, Mutalisk can tear you apart if you're not prepared, and he wasn't that prepared.
Alrighty, well, the beginning of the wall, the beginning of the preparation for tossing it up to go ahead and transition. Most likely, I would think this is going to be some kind of 2 or 3 gate expansion. Very safe, trying to be very safe as this opening for the expansion is very long, very difficult to go ahead and deal with roaches. If you do forge fast expand, it is very tricky. It becomes a very scary timing where you want your gateways up. You really might consider chrono boosting your warp gate tech, I mean, to deal with it so you can get a few extra units. But we are going to go ahead and see standard coming out. No gas going down quite yet, as this queen may again make his transition down to the natural, timing out the queen again. I'm going to go ahead and predict that we're going to see something extraordinarily similar to what we saw Odana bring to the table as last game. And I'm saying this because tossing it up is going for a very safe expand, I think. And with that, I think that's going to work for Odana, for Odana's playstyle with these mutas at around 10:30 to 11 minutes. I think that's really going to work for her advantage. But we do see 4 gates going down.
Yeah, and we do see that probe over at the third. Maybe gonna see a proxy pylon go down. I'm looking at the, yep, there it is. So yeah, this is definitely a 4 gate. I mean, there's 1 gas, there's 4 gateways, chrono. Yep, there's the chrono boost of the stalker and warp gate. This is definitely gonna be a 4 gate. Well, Tossingitup probably just analyzed from last game that she likes early expansions and that she kind of doesn't have that great of a force until late game, and he knows that once she gets that late game force, she's very, very, very powerful. So he's thinking 4 gate would definitely be the best choice, which I kind of actually agree with. If you're in a tournament setting and you play somebody and they have like really, really strong economy early game and then like a huge force late game, well, if you apply early pressure such as a 4 gate, then I think you can definitely hurt your opponent and punish him for getting early expansions.
Well, we do have the magical number, which is 3 spine crawlers, a 4th one going down. Odana with a very nice overlord placement. Did see the probe and the stalkers move out, and these stalkers are not gonna be able to directly engage, but they are gonna be able to still pew away at this hatchery. They go ahead and try to hide kind of in the corner.
Is this queen gonna go down? If this queen goes down, it'll be almost worth it. But he's gonna pull all of his drones. Not sniping the queen, that's really what I think what should have been done, is kind of sniping off the queen, but he's just gonna kind of run away and sit in the corner, which isn't which isn't bad. I mean, he's trying to, you know, minimize the amount of melee damage going on from those drones, which drones, I mean, they're not actually that terrible. So yeah, so he kind of, you know, went in the corner, hold position for a little bit. Didn't work out that well, but these are gonna be burrowing, so he's gonna be able to pick off maybe one. No, the spine crawler's DPS is crazy, let alone with these roaches behind them, just kind of supporting them. Yeah, and this 4-gate's not gonna work. That's gonna be a huge loss for tossing it up. 4-gate is a very, very economy heavy build. You have to not really make as many probes as you wish if you would just normally build. So yeah, it's gonna be a huge hit to his economy, and looks like Odana right now is ahead, doing a great job. I just want to go ahead and point out tossing it up is gonna expand behind this, which it's pretty much a toss up. It's, you know, if
tossing it up.
Yep, exactly. I was fixing to point that out. Yeah, looks like an Overlord's gonna go down. She's gonna get all the scouting information she needs. She's gonna see, I think she saw the cybernet. Yeah, she saw pretty much everything. She saw 4 gateways, 3 pylons, and cybernetic port. Nothing special. She knew it was a 4-gate. So nothing really extraordinarily being sighted there. She did not, however, see that expansion, so she has no idea that this natural is going up.
Yeah, tossing up, placing down that robotics facility right after that scouting overlord. That overlord saw no text, so it would be a safe bet to assume that your opponent is going to go ahead and expand behind it. Now, tossing it up, unfortunately, his economy is stretched extremely thin right now. Really is going to have a small gateway army if Odana wants to go ahead and put on the hurt with roaches, but I am going to go ahead and assume that tossing up is Odana is going to go back to her old ways, plopping down the spire at any moment. We do see the layer timing about halfway done, on its way. 4 gases already being saturated, and 2 more. I would bet that we're going to see these 2 gases immediately saturated the moment this hatchery plops down.
Alright, I definitely think that we're going to see heavy mutaplay again, because 4 gases, almost exactly what she did last time. One Immortal's gonna come out though, so that's pretty much, I guess, tossing it up thinks, what he thinks is, it's not that I'm guessing, he thinks that she's gonna go heavy roach. So he definitely wants to get an Immortal out, probably gonna tech into Colossi, just for that extra splash damage and DPS.
We're noticing that tossing it up's army isn't getting very much bigger because he can't really afford too much. He's really stretching his original 1-base economy hard on getting this expansion after dedicating to this 4-gate. Now those stalkers, he did lose a few extra stalkers unfortunately in that engagement, and that magical number of spine crawlers was more than enough to go ahead and hold that army back as tossing it up. As Odana was able to go ahead and get a few roaches to deal with those few pesky stalkers that stayed just out of range of the hatchery. Just stay just out of range of the crawler and start pew-pewing away at the hatchery. Right now, tossing it up really does have a uphill battle to fight, and we do see the spire halfway done. We have reconstitution upgrades on their way. Metabolic boost is on the way, so we are going to see this classic composition, and really there's no reason for Odana not to go into this, considering how much the 1-base all-in 4-gate tossing it up did, considering how much that puts you behind in the first place.
Right. Tossing it up does, however, see the spire. Whether he notices it or not, I don't know. But this Overseer did definitely see it, and he's gonna kind of fly back over it again. And no, he's not. He's gonna kind of chill over the little roach army, just analyzing what she has. He did see the 3rd, so he knows that there's a 3rd base now, which shouldn't be that surprising. Whenever a 4-gate fails, you kind of want to expand behind your defense. You expand behind it because you know they can't harass you with anything. No Mutals on the way quite yet. 16 roaches are though. She does have this spire, no Mutas on the way. She thinks maybe she just wants to mess with his head, and make him think that she's going Mutas whenever she's secretly not, because that's a lot of roaches. Right now, the roach count is 29, and the amount of units the amount of attacking units that Tossing Up has isn't even that high. So, but these 3 Immortals are gonna do a lot of DPS, because Immortals, like a lot of people should know, they do extra damage to armor.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to these force fields. Might need an extra sentry or two. We do see these roaches heading over to the third. I don't think they're going to have any problem sniping it. However, they are going to go ahead and wait for their opponent to get ready. Getting a little tense here. 3 immortals in the back, going to put in so much damage. It's very interesting. We are seeing a batch of links. However, we aren't seeing that muta switch that we come to expect from seeing Odana's play.
Right. Like I said, maybe it was just to play with his mind and, you know, trying to toss it up as the pun would
had to do it.
Had to. Yeah, it was open. It was an open opportunity. 1-1 has just finished for Odana's roaches. She's gonna come up and just go ahead and say, I'm not gonna snipe your third. I'm just gonna snipe your natural.
Yeah.
Is she gonna do it? She does take a little batch of roaches to focus down the natural.
Nice.
Is she gonna do it? Is she gonna do it? No, she's not. She's gonna go ahead and focus on these sentries.
We are gonna see a little BM. Not sniping that Nexus yet. Gonna save it. Gonna go ahead and make Tossingitup suffer and squirm a little extra than needed. But that's how the first set is gonna go. Odana moving on. We'll see if we see Odana make it to the semifinals or perhaps take this tournament once again, as she was the victor of our last bronze through gold tournament.